Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword is my favorite Zelda game, but for some reason it isn't everyone's. So I'm here to convince you why it should be with 6 reasons. Let's get into it. Girahim. This isn't the sole reason. It's mainly the boss battles in Skyward Sword, but he's really cool. He's Fi's counterpart, and if you don't know, if you've never played Skyward Sword, Fi is the she is the sort of fairy that guides Link along, lives in his sword, and that he's pretty cool. Girahim's pretty cool. Tantalus is also a really cool boss battle. He's like this octopus dude, and you have to use your bow to fight him, and you have to hit his eye, and you have to ward off a bunch of tentacle-like things that come at him, and a million arrows an hour, I don't know. But this guy doesn't even need any introduction. He's pretty much everybody's favorite boss. Number 5, the dungeons. I really like these dungeons, especially the Ancient Cistern, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because I like the Ancient Cistern because it sort of captured the aesthetic of what a dungeon was. I really like the statue part of it. The mini-bosses were really cool, and that whole thing where you had to go underneath the earth to go, well, as the sign said, to find the key. They pretty much just hit the nail on the head with this one. Yeah, I loved it a lot. Another cool one is Lanayru Sand Ship and the Lanayru Sand Sea. I really like this one because it was sort of really different from other dungeons. Had a really cool mini boss, probably the best mini boss. And you got my favorite object, which is the bow. The bow is so much more powerful, and you use it to shoot the time shift stone. And that's just one of the most confusing parts of this dungeon. But you get to visit the boiler room, which is pretty cool. And again, Tantalus. That's such a cool boss battle. Number 4, the objects. These claw shots are so useful. You can use them to grab Ivy, special targets. They're probably one of the most useful objects that you get. Another one is the whip. You get an Ancient Cistern. I really like it because you can use it to defeat Phoenixes and pull those things. And again, like this thing says, you can swing off those hooks. And that's pretty cool. And again, your bow is just so cool. You need that to defeat Tantalus, and you also need it to play in the mini game that Fledge has you do. I'm not really sure about that. I don't really like that, but you know, stuff happens. Number 3, these Silent Realms. I honestly just don't know what to say. These are the coolest things in any Zelda game I've ever seen. There are these realms that you go into, you thrust your sword into a certain part, and it puts you into this Silent Realm, and you have to collect these certain 15 teardrops, and if you don't collect all of them, then these guardians awake. And if you walk into the light of one of these dudes, is like a patroller, this happens, and a guardian wakes up. Those are the scariest to me. And there's one for each province: Faron Woods, Lanayru Desert, Elden Volcano, and Skyloft. Number 2, the music. Let's listen to some Ancient Cistern. This'll tell you why. Pretty cool, right? How about Ballad of the Goddess? One of my favorites, and Zelda's Lullaby, of course. For my final one, it's the story. First you could do Zelda, then the Imprisoned, then the 3 Sacred Flames, then the Imprisoned, then find the 3 Dragons, and then some Demise. So that's it for my list. Hope you guys learned something. Have a good day.